So I know it isn't a sexy topic, but if you are interested in hearing some thoughts that I have at the moment regarding household money management and your daily or weekly or monthly budget, then you're in the right place. Matt here, the Fish and Finance Guy. Thanks for tuning in. Decided to take a little walk here. It is August and it is midday in Southwest Florida, so it's a little warm out, but it is an absolutely glorious day. In light of a lot of conversations that I have had over the last couple of months, I felt compelled to share some thoughts here with you today. And I know that this isn't necessarily a sexy or a glamorous topic, but it's just interesting when you're engaging with potential clients and certain things kind of present and repeat themselves time and time again. And over the last few months, I have spoken with a good handful or so of clients that, in the pursuit of analyzing whether or not this one particular home loan product that I am certified to share with people is going to be the right product for them. And this is not my lending page channel, so I can't really talk about anything mortgage related for compliance reasons because I don't have this channel set up in that capacity. But with this particular home loan program, the analysis is a good bit different than what you typically experience when qualifying for pretty much any other type of mortgage product that you may be pursuing. So, as opposed to simply analyzing gross income and credit related monthly debt obligations, with this product, we have to do a little bit of a deeper dive, and we have to look at your net take home to pay. So your actual real deposits coming into your bank account each month, as opposed to simply what your gross earnings are. And in addition to monthly credit related debt obligations, the client really needs to put some thought and analysis into what all of their household spending looks like. So, cell phone bill, internet bill, cable bill, if you have that, electric bill, any life insurance policies you may be paying for, basically auto insurance, anything else in addition to just simply borrowed money or credit obligations. And that includes weekly spending for things like gas and groceries and dining out and entertainment and whatever it is, that you do throughout the course of the week and is a draw on your bank account. So that could be as simple as, a morning coffee on your way to work or a breakfast sandwich on your way to work, door dashing for lunch from work, literally anything and everything. Because again, can't get into the mortgage details here, but with this particular product, we're looking at actual real cash flow in terms of money coming in and money going out. And I have had a handful of clients recently that have gone through this process of really analyzing what their spending is. And in every single instance, there has been a conversation with that client where they were surprised and or frustrated with themselves for not having done a better job of realizing where their money is going. And a couple of these clients in particular are folks that I've known for quite a while, and I know what their general kind of spending habits are and the way they monitor their budget, and they're conscientious of money in the bank and their savings and not letting things get out of control. So if you're dealing with someone that's already somewhat dialed in and paying attention to where their money is going, and then they're still frustrated by having to do that deep dive analysis, it's something that I simply wanted to bring up and share with you today. You know, if you think about things in life, the bottom line is if it's something that you care about, you probably are going to track it and pay attention to it. So you could be a new parent and you might be keeping a little checklist, or at least just notating on a post-it note on your counter how many times you have to change your child's diaper just to make sure that, you know, they're on schedule and everything is normal. You're probably tracking how many times you feed them a day. If you work in sales, you may very well be tracking how many outbound calls you make. How many people do you connect with relative to the number of calls that you make? How many people do you connect with that leads to an appointment and then possibly a transaction or a sale? If you buy leads, okay, you have inbound leads, you have conversations with these people, you're probably tracking how many conversations you have, how many conversations lead to an appointment, how many appointments lead to a contract or a transaction. The list goes on and on. So you care about your vehicle, you track how many miles are on your vehicle so you know when you need to do an oil change or other scheduled maintenance. Things in life that you care about, you pay attention to and track. So why should it be any different with your own personal finances? Think about how much time, effort, and energy you put in to doing your job every day. Whether you are self-employed, whether you work for an employer, whether you are a 1099 independent contractor, it doesn't matter. The point is, most of us do not have the ability to live comfortably or the way we want to, merely working 4 or 5 hours a day or 20 hours a week. So when you look at the time invested in your occupation, and again, whatever that may be, the amount of energy and effort and focus and possibly training and continuing education that you need to put into your career to enable you to earn money and have that money come into your household, why wouldn't you be paying attention to that on a hyper level as opposed to maybe some other things that you're tracking in your life? So again, this isn't something that I want to labor on too long. I do spend some time discussing budgeting and household money management, and using and sharing some examples of what just a couple of dollars per day on, let's say, possibly an unnecessary expense removed from your daily activity, and that couple of dollars a day put into a savings account, what that can do and how that can compound over time. I go over a number of examples and discuss this pretty heavily in my online course. But in light of these conversations I've had recently, it's something that I really felt the need to just kind of chat about a little bit more here with you, because if you're not paying attention to your finances, dollars are flying out your windows or escaping through your roof or chimney that you probably aren't even aware is taking place until you actually sit down, bust out a pen or a pencil and a calculator and really look at how much money is flowing out of your household every month. Like, if you just a simple little example here, let's say there's a $5 per day item that you spend money on, whether that's picking up a bottle of water and a snack at a convenience store on your way to work, whether it's, something in your building, if you have like a little cafe or whatever. And I'm just using a ridiculously small dollar amount here for the sake of an example, but just $5 a day, even if that's just stopping somewhere and grabbing a bottle of water or a bottle of Gatorade or whatever it may be, an energy drink. If you look at what $5 per day for that looks like over the course of a month, for many people, that could be their auto insurance bill, or possibly their electric bill, or maybe their cell phone bill, depending on the dynamics and everything within your household and your plan. But what would it look like if you did an ounce of planning ahead, and whatever that item is that you swing by your local Wawa or 7-Eleven or Circle K or Buc-ee's or whatever it may be, what if you were able to pick up that item, once a month at like a Costco or a BJ's or a Sam's Club, and you got a case of that for $18 or $20 to cover you through an entire month instead of $4 or $5 or $6 a day for those items. I know when my wife and I will go out grocery shopping and picking things up here and there, just at this moment in time, being mid 2025 here, there are a lot of things that are more expensive than most people have ever seen in their lifetimes. So you just start paying attention to things a little bit more. And I don't typically buy too much in the way of junk food that may come in a crinkly plastic bag. But, on occasion, there's a reason to pick up a bag of chips or Doritos or whatever it may be. And if you're looking at what the price of a large bag for something like that is, in your local grocery store, that might be $4.79. It might be $5.19, $5.29. But this is for like a large or possibly a family-sized bag of that. If you look at what the little grab and go price point is for a small mini bag of Doritos or potato chips at your local convenience store, you are getting a fraction of the product for a ridiculous price point. I've seen some of these mini bags just observing and looking when I'm out and about or seeing what people in front of me in line are buying. I mean, you could be talking $3 to $3.50 for a little grab and go bag. Wouldn't it make more sense to buy the family size bag, especially if it's on like a buy one get one and you're getting 2 big bags of Doritos for maybe $7, or whatever the exact dollar amount is, but have those at home and have a couple little Ziploc baggies and throw your snack into a Ziploc baggie and take it with you, instead of just piddling away unnecessary dollars and paying for, quote unquote, the convenience. I mean, if you really think about the spirit of an in and out grab and go kind of a store. So again, whether that's, a Speedway, a racetrack, a Flying J, a Pilot, a Wawa, a 7-Eleven, a Circle K, a Unimart, whatever it is that's in your area, they are called convenience stores for a reason. Number one, yes, they are typically more convenient in terms of getting in and out, and from the standpoint of time getting in and out, as opposed to walking into, a BJ's or a Sam's Club or a Costco. And in exchange for that efficiency and that convenience, you are paying a significant premium on whatever it is that you're buying in that store, if it is something that could be purchased elsewhere in a larger quantity or in bulk, with just a little bit of planning to help make a difference and save a few dollars. If you could shave $10 or $20 or $30 a week out of your budget by just being a little bit, and this isn't anything that is requiring like a significant commitment or, any big time investment. This is just a little bit of calculated planning. Even if you swing into a convenience store and you grab a hoagie to go for lunch, or to have it later for lunch when you pick it up on your way to work. Well, if you look at what you're actually getting in that product and what you're paying for it, it just makes so much more sense to plan ahead a little bit, get those cold cuts the next time you go to the grocery store, make your sandwich at home, wrap it up and take it with you. And for the price of 1 or 2 sandwiches in a week, you could probably have enough in the way of cold cuts to make sandwiches for the entire week, if not more. The examples and the ideas and everything running through my head, I could go on truly for hours on this topic. Just put some thought into it. If If you're financially tight, you really need to put some thought into this. If you're doing well and that little bit of daily spending isn't something that you feel is really holding you back, or it's not a problem, oh, that you know there's enough money in the bank, you can just swipe your phone, swipe your card, go about your day, that's great. But what could your savings account balance look like? Or what could your stock investment portfolio look like if you took a couple little action steps and reallocated a few dollars every week or every month and started pushing into this, pushing that into something that's going to help you and your family in the long term, as opposed to whatever the process or the habits or the pattern may be right now, where you're simply just handing it away and essentially losing it, again, simply for the convenience component. I don't want to ramble on. This was just on my mind. Um, Again, in light of some of these conversations I've had with folks lately, and I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately and just wanted to share some thoughts. So thanks for watching. If you like this content and information, feel free to go ahead and like this and subscribe if you want to get notified when future videos drop. I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you make it a fantastic day out there. If you ever have any questions or want to look into the details of my online course, details are down below. Enjoy. Until next time, when we see you again. Well, hey there, if you're still watching this, I'd like to thank you for tuning in, watching this video, and also for tuning into my channel. Whether it be for yourself or anyone that you may know, feel free to share this video. And if you'd like to see future content, go ahead and subscribe. If there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. I built out my course with the heartfelt passion of wanting to enable folks to get started on a better foot in life regarding finances and not incur some of the problems I have witnessed throughout the course of my career that has held them back from taking next steps when they were ready to in their life journey. I thank you again for watching. If there's ever anything I can do for you, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Take care.